Hard to beat that. They're walnut shaped is what they call them. High wind and very high snow load capable. And that's part to do with the walnut shape, as well as you can see there's a lot of bracing in these compared to your normal ones for like Harbor Freight and stuff. I've had the Harbor Freight ones, the Costco ones. Costco ones are fantastic, but they're 10 by 20. Harbor Freight ones are 10 by 17. They're junk. I don't like those. I'd never buy another one. And these bolt together. You can kind of see here, they're all bolted. The Costco ones and stuff, you know, just have a little push pin, you pop them together. Harbor Freight ones just literally slip together. Nothing holding them really. But yeah, I'll bring it back when we get these up. But you can see these T-posts here. I actually drove those inside. And then I took ratchet straps and wrapped it around the legs and then strapped them really tight. And I think on that one, I've done pretty much down one side of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll probably end up with 6 on the far wall just because of the amount of wind that I get here, and just strengthen that up a lot. I won't go that crazy on these other ones. But you know, just keeping it all nice and tight, that also will extend the life of the tarp. All right, so this is kind of just like a review video for the Amerlife 12 by 30 carports that I got off of Amazon. You can see here that I have one up. I need to tighten up the end and put some more stakes in it. That's why it's got some slack. But that one's up. There's the framework. This is not going to be like a how-to video. It's just, you know, would I recommend it and kind of what you're looking at in person. Now, I know one thing in the ad, it said that it was aluminum frame. This is not aluminum frame. This is galvanized steel frame. But it's good. It all bolts together. Everything fit nicely. You can see the extra braces that it has in here on both ends. Then it has the legs that kick in here for the ratchet strap to tighten up the end to pull it over and draw it really snug. Pipes that run along the bottom there, you can kind of see on that one. I'll do inside video and stuff at the end once I have all of these up and all nice and tight, because like I said, you can see the slack on this one. It's not finished yet. But yeah, this is kind of the stages of it. So you can just kind of get a quick idea. But so far, very impressed. Obviously, I did buy 4 of these. So I will definitely have a good idea of, you know, the shipment. They come in 2 boxes. The tarp quality is really good so far. Windows, 4 windows in them. But yeah, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get this box here, and you'll get that flatter box right there. So just the 2. And so far, everything has worked out really well. Out of 4 orders of these, I've gotten everything that I needed so far. So I will update you with that on that at the very end, just so you know, because we all know how it goes. You order this stuff and maybe one person got theirs and it was all perfect. The next person, oh no, I had problems with this, or this stuff was missing or something. So one person purchasing 4 separately. I didn't order all 4 of them at one time. I just got one, and then I'm like, all right, let me do another one, and then another one, and just kind of as I could, and just stacked them up here till I was ready to get all of this done. It was just a progress, you know, it was just a, not progress, but, you know, it was a work in progress, just one stage at a time. So anyway, I'll bring you back when I have all these up, show you the inside, and my final thoughts on them on the initial install. So here's the first one. After I just came back out here and made some adjustments, you can see how it worked out. Now, you can see I got that one strapped, this one strapped, but that one needs to be moved. I already moved that one. You can see how much. I don't know why they needed to be moved out so much more. This one I moved back here because this was really bad, but it just flaps like all hell. You can see here where I moved it. gonna move this thing out. I don't know why it wants to turn. Anyway. Just enough room to squeeze behind here. And down this side. Look what it does to it. Wind is just hellacious back here. I've already come and duct taped on these because it was already trying to start ripping the eyelet on this side. So I did all these, both sides. All right, so right now I'm inside the second one from the end. So the one right next, like jet skis are over here. All right, so you can see what I got going in here, because you couldn't fit 2 cars wide, and you can definitely see why. These things are just about touching one another. I can shimmy through here, and they are right on the wall. The back of this one, which is not as close to the back as it looks like it is. If I push this tarp back, look how far away it is, but tarp's all over it. And then it already snagged and I had to patch it there on the back of the bus here. So fortunately I had this insulation board. But you can see here, this is this one, and the nose of that blue and white bus there in front is just about touching as well. Let's see if I can quickly climb through here. Try to leave myself a path. I gave up on the straps for now. I went to the store, I had to get more duct tape, got some zip ties, and zip tied the hell out of it. But, I mean, the joys of tarp buildings. So I just wanted to show here on my phone, you can see the date. That proves when I put it up. Here's the first storm. I did a screenshot of the wind. And then here's the day after. So here's the next morning after the storm with the high winds. You can see it ripped the eyelets out here. But that's obvious. But one thing that you wouldn't think of that I'm really disgusted with are these side windows here. Now they're completely closed and everything. Water is pouring through them all around the seams, just. So the cars that I have in here, the sides of them all wet. And the poles that run along right here, right underneath the top seam, those just water dripping off of them. You can see how tight that I have them pulled, just like they're supposed to be, good and snug. Let's see how bad this is now. So here again, ripped all the eyelets out. And you can see yesterday, before the winds even got that bad, I took some Gorilla tape, put it on the back side of the eyelet because it was trying to pull through at that time. And look at this one. Down here, this one, eyelet's ripped out. This is why you shouldn't buy these unless you're just wanting the frames. This is 6 months later, just absolutely disintegrating. This stuff is just crumbling. And you can see that there's a band across there, and up here there's a band going this way, and that's the seam where it was stitched, just like right here where it stopped. And that's where it started, it let go. But I mean, this is just crispy. You just, the slightest little movement. And I purchased all 4 of these at the same time. And the ends, I mean, it's just all of it. These zipper ends too, just falling apart. You'd think we went through like 80-mile-an-hour winds or something. Nope. Just a little bit of sun and like a 10-mile-an-hour wind did this. Now, this one is holding up the best out of all of them. But at the very peak, there's a couple of slits. You can kind of see where it's sticking up right there. But we're talking like less than a foot. And the rest of it's holding together. This one, you can see it's already starting to peel. And it's about halfway down. And it's letting go. And as they're letting go, they're obviously pulling back. And you can see all along there. So now I just had to go to Harbor Freight and purchase their, what is it, like extreme heavy duty tarps or something like that, 30 by 40s, just to put over the top, which you can see I have laid out here at $150 a piece. So now we're getting ready to do this, which is absolutely absurd for 6 months of time, and you get this. So here's the final result of what I ended up having to do to repair all of these buildings here. So these are the Harbor Freight Extreme Duty. You can see they're silver, but on the back side of them, they're reversible, however you want to do it. They're black, just like this trim that you can see on here. Now what I ended up doing is, I'll show you on this end here. These are their 30 by 40s. Now, and I only did this on the 2 end buildings, but you can see here, this is where the pipe runs along the bottom that's supposed to hold tension on the original cover since it's one piece also. So what I did is I just took a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and I went right where this is doubled up for this pocket. I went right above it, punched a hole, right below it, punched a hole, and then I ran a zip tie through around that and lock these down. And you just start at this end, pull it tight, and go to the other end. So this side at least is locked down nice and firm, and obviously I'll get more wind from this direction. Now the rear, obviously you're not going to be using the zipper and stuff. Let me see if I can zoom out here. What I did is I just started at the bottom, lined up the eyelets, zip tie, moved up, moved up, moved up, and so on. And then I ended up with all this bunched up mess up here, of course, and then just kind of folded it all together, folded over on itself, and then stacked it up and ran a zip tie through these. I think I went up 5 eyelets, and then I took what was left here, split it in half, stacked those together, trying to fold them over cleanly, and then attached all of those at one junction point here. You know, it seemed to work. I have had, let's see, 2 rains and 1 good storm since these were recovered like this, and I didn't do anything to them. Now, this is how I did the rest of it, because I was trying to do it as quick and easy as possible. So I took the tarp, but also this is obviously going to be different depending on what you're going to do, because most people aren't going to buy 4 of these. And most likely most people buy just 1, maybe 2. Now, I took the tarp, the excess, so like it's zip tied on that side, pulled it down, pulled it tight. Let me start over. When I installed these covers, I pulled it over, got it lined up with that side. Then I enclosed the back here. Got this all tightened up like this. Then I pulled it tight in the front. Didn't secure it in the front, but just pulled it tight, got all my slack that way. Then I started at the back here, went towards the front with the zip ties, then came over to this side, pulled it down tight, and I just overlapped my tarps to keep any kind of water trapped in between here, since my slope is kind of going this direction, just to keep water from running off and into here, you know, and so on. Overlapped it, and then just put bags of concrete across here. Maybe overkill with as many as I did. Now back here, because I have a pretty large gap, being as these are pulled really tight, there's not really any slack, so I just took a few extra ones I had at the end and overlapped that. Now on to the next one here. Obviously it's a lot tighter. Did the same thing. And now this building, you can see it has no zip ties down the side. And none. This one is just draped over and held down with the concrete bags. So the second one, the third one, both done the same. See here, these are a little bit closer. And then my last one did exactly the same as that first one I showed you with the zip ties. Now when the wind is whipping out here and stuff, they're good. They're not just flapping, you know, like they're just going to eat themselves. Then on the front, because obviously I want to be able to still get in and out of these, the back is going to be pretty much unusable at this point, but that's okay. I got the fence back there. I'm not taking cars in and out. But what I did is I took that same nylon rope that was like $8 for 100 feet from Harbor Freight, and when I was done, I bought 2 of those to throw over and pull these up and over. Then I cut it up. I have plenty of leftover, obviously, but I just did a slip knot right here. Just slip knot in this end, then just under, over, all the way around, just like a hoodie drawstring. Slipped it through there, pulled it tight, did a slip knot, tied it off. That way I can pop this loose and still use the zipper door, as well as it's going to protect it from the wind beating on the edges of that, so that they'll last a little longer as far as these go, because you saw how trash they were. Anyhow, I just wanted to show you what you're going to be getting yourselves into if you do purchase these. Now, for the money, it is hard to beat. If you're prepared for something and you know what it's going to be, obviously it's a different story than if you do your research like I did, and after a month or better, you go, okay, this is the best option for me right now. This is what I'm going to do. This should last me a while. Like, I planned on getting, at least 2 years. That's really short. I have had the Harbor Freight carports like this. They're not that great. The best ones I've had, and I've had lots of them over the years, are the Costco carports. Believe it or not, in the same kind of scenarios as this, whether it was in Northern California when I lived there, so in that climate, even with the snow, or here in Southern Middle Tennessee, I was getting 5 years out of those factory covers. Now, there was on occasion where I'd get about 3.5, and then I'd have to start, putting something on the inside or whatever. It'd start to get thin in a place or whatever. But those are only $200 a pop. So, it's a whole different story. You're not spending, this is like between $5.25 and $550, right? Each. So obviously these are a lot bigger. Now, if you're going to buy these, even after watching this, just know that the frames are really good. So I will give that as a pro, not a con. Con, the covers are crap. We could tell they were thin the day that it went up, but I was like, they should still be okay. A lot of the time the Silver's tarps, they do kind of look, pretty transparent. Should be fine. All the research, the review videos that I'd watched said they're good. Even in storms, they're good. I can tell you from buying 4 of them, not just one, they're not good. So if you need it as a temporary thing, it's perfect. Also, I wanted to note, just before I wrap this up, they are claiming that they are 12 by 30. They are not. I believe it is 29.5 feet long on the frame and only 11 foot 4 inches wide. And I'm talking like that's as wide as you can open up those legs and still put one of these doors on. You cannot stretch it any more than that, because believe me, I tried. Because I had full intentions of putting more cars in here than what I got. Because of, I mean, 8 inches is a lot when you're talking, oh, I'm going to put this car in next to this car. And, you know, granted, if it's a couple inches off, that's one thing, but that still leaves you 6 inches. Anyhow, I just want you guys to know what you're going to get yourselves into. And if you're an unfortunate buyer like me who is stuck with them, this is the best option that I came up with to fix it. Now, you could put metal or something like that, but you're getting a lot more expensive. Way, way more expensive. So, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you got something out of it. I just want to save someone else the headache that I had to go through. All right. Thanks for watching.